now being cleared, and you're able to get right up front to the Casa Nostra Pizzeria. 8 or 9 bullet holes in the front window. It's here that 5 people were killed, shot dead, we understand from police. 20 people shot, some of them seriously. The pavement has now been covered with sand to try and soak up some of the bloodstains here. Opposite also a laundrette where the front windows have been completely shot through, and around the corner a restaurant, Le Petit Cambodge, the Cambodian restaurant. Now, from eyewitnesses here, we heard that the gunman drove up here, we understand, in a black car, either a Seat or a Golf, got outside, stood outside, and then raked this restaurant with gunfire, having shot up elsewhere. We then understand that some people were shot actually inside the restaurant and others killed outside as they lay on the pavement. One eyewitness I spoke to said that after that, the gunman got back into this car and drove away slowly. So there was no sense of panic in the way that the gunman delivered what was effectively just a sort of mass execution here on the streets of Paris. As I say, the actual roads have been opened again now, but the bloodstained pavements and the shot-out laundrette and the shot-out windows of the restaurant, they are still cordoned off. But members of the public, locals, able to walk within just a matter of meters of these properties now. And what we're hearing from the people who witnessed this and heard this last night, who were running from here in fear of their lives as well, and running up side streets trying to get away from the gunman.
And Tim, I suppose what all the sites of these various attacks have in common is that they were places where people were enjoying themselves, either at that football match or at the rock concert here where I am, or in those cafes and bars and restaurants. And anyone who knows Paris will know that this is a very vibrant cafe society, and on Friday night that is where people go to enjoy themselves.
Exactly, and last night wasn't particularly cold, so people were outside having drinks and things as well, and smoking outside. These were random targets. These were drive-by shootings carried out by people who didn't really care, it seems, what nationality, what faith these people were, and then having reloaded, shot, fired, and killed people, they then calmly moved on. And as I say, where you are, only about a 10-minute walk from here as well. This area, popular with tourists, it's a trendy area, it's a young, vibrant area, it's an area with a lot of people in their 20s as well. This was chosen presumably because it was full of people, soft targets, civilians, and it would allow the government to wreak as much carnage as possible.
Tim, thank you very much indeed. That's my colleague Tim Wilcox there. Now, let's just talk about who may have been responsible for this, because so-called Islamic State have claimed responsibility for the attacks last night and said that they were retaliation for French military action against IS in Syria. President Hollande has put the blame fairly and squarely on the shoulders of Islamic State, as we've said. He said that these attacks were organised and planned from outside France, but there will be suspicions that some, or maybe all of the assailants were French nationals, that these were homegrown terrorists, if you like. Well, our security correspondent, Frank Gardner, has this report.
The scene at the centre of the worst of last night's Paris attacks. French security forces assault the Bataclan theatre.
S'il vous plaît, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Some terrified hostages escape through